Hey everybody, what's going on? Brian at Rossi Bites. I hope everybody had an awesome holiday with their families. In today's video, I want to do something a little different. I want to walk through a recipe for a delicious new snack, if you will, that I came across this year, and it was a huge hit at my family's Christmas Eve party. They are brown sugar and rubbed sage shortbread cookies. This is what they look like. And this is what they taste like. Perfect balance of sweet, savory, salty, buttery, kind of melts in your mouth. It's warm and cozy feeling, earthy tones from the rubbed sage. Stick around and I'll show you how to make them yourself.
In a large mixing bowl, we're going to start with 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar. Next, 1/3 cup of confectioner's sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. For the sage, it's important that you use fresh sage, and we're going to be chopping it up fine like this. We're going to do 4 teaspoons of the finely chopped fresh sage. With all of the fresh sage added, we're going to then go in with our hand and simply rub and mix in the sage leaves into the granules of the sugar to help the sugar absorb some of the flavor and taste of the sage. Next, we're going to mix in 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose white flour. In my kitchen, I'm using a stand mixer, so I'm going to attach the paddle attachment. And we're just going to run this at low for a couple of minutes until all of the ingredients are mixed together very well. Now, this being shortbread, it's all about the butter, 2 sticks of butter to be exact. Now for this, I've taken 2 sticks of butter out of the refrigerator and left them on the counter for about a half an hour. And then I'm going to go through and simply cut them up into smaller cubes, and then we're going to put the cubes into the dry ingredients. So one at a time, I'll just go ahead and throw those pats of butter into the dry ingredients. With the butter in there, I'm going to go ahead and lock the mixer in place, and I'm going to put it on low and let this run for about 3 minutes. And what we're looking for is a nice cookie dough texture, and you'll see how that looks as it starts to mix in the butter. Now, if you don't have a kitchen stand mixer, what you can do is you can use a pastry blender, or you can get strong and use a spoon and just mix by hand. Now that our dough is at the right consistency, I'm going to go ahead and remove the dough from the paddle attachment. Then I'll go ahead and remove the attachment. Next, we need to pull off a large sheet of plastic wrap that we're going to place on the counter. We'll then go ahead and turn out the dough from the mixing bowl onto the plastic wrap. We'll go ahead and work the dough a little bit with our hands, and then we're going to make a disc out of the dough. We'll then go ahead and cover the dough with the plastic wrap. We'll then let it chill in the fridge for about 2 hours. After the 2 hours, we're going to put some flour on a flat surface. After coming out of the fridge, the dough may be a little hard, so I typically choose to mix this around with my hands to warm it up a little bit. But basically, you want to pat it down into the thickness that you want your cookies to be. Some people may opt to use a rolling pin for this step as well. Then simply pick a cookie cutter of your choice and then just firmly press it into the dough. And then pull it out, and you'll see that your cookie is now in the shape of your cookie cutter. And as I mentioned, for a more uniform thickness, you can also use a rolling pin to flatten out your cookie dough. So now I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cut out all my cookies following this same process. Next, I'm going to line a baking sheet with a sheet of parchment paper to avoid sticking to the bottom of the pan. I'll then place all of my cookies onto the parchment paper. We're going to go ahead and place the cookies in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. And we're going to go ahead and bake between 18 and 20 minutes or until golden. Ooh, it's almost time! So I'm going to go ahead and remove the cookies from the oven. And you can see that they have a little bit of a golden brown color to them. After letting them sit for a couple minutes, we're going to transfer the cookies to a cooling rack to cool off completely.
Okay, so the cookies are done and they've been resting on the cooling rack for probably about 15 minutes or so. As you saw, what you're looking for is to get a nice golden brown color on the bottom and sides and top of the cookie. And if I go ahead and break it, you should have a little bit of a crunch when you break it. Okay, so now that the cookies are done, it's time for the official taste test. So I'm going to go ahead and go in for the bite. Buttery and beautifully balanced, these brown sugar and rub sage shortbread cookies are a little unexpected, but in the best way. Deep molasses-rich dark brown sugar brings warmth and sweetness, while fresh rubbed sage adds an earthy, aromatic note that feels cozy and refined. A touch of salt sharpens every bite, cutting through the richness of the butter for a tender, melt-in-your-mouth finish. It's that perfect sweet, savory moment, comforting, elegant, and just a little bit addictive.
This is Rossi Bites.